Hey folks, what's going on in the market today? We ended October pretty decent relative to where we had been, but what about November and December? Are we going to get that Thanksgiving and Santa Claus rally in 2022 pretty decently, or are the woes going to continue? Find out in this market update for November 2nd, 2022. Let's go. Hello, everybody. It is Jeremy Whaley here from Trade Maestro. You can check us out over at trademaestro.com. Hope you're doing fantastic today as we get into another market update. Over the weekend, I shared a couple of ideas of some patterns that I see developing and possible channeling patterns and why I'm not quite ready to be a bull yet. And today we're seeing some confirmation of that, and I'm going to share that with you momentarily. Before we do that, I have something else I want to share with you. I can't seem to get my screen to change. There we go. I want to announce a brand new 3-day challenge called Raging Profits with ETFs. I'll tell you more at the end, but this is a challenge I'm going to be starting in the next couple of days here, and I'll put the link below so you can get signed up for that and you can join us. All right, let's get over to the market and let's see what is going on over here. Something unfortunate happened to me. I opened my charts this afternoon, and I'm not sure when this happened. Somewhere between the morning and this afternoon, most of my lines were gone from my Dow chart. Strangely enough, it was the only chart. Everything else was fine. So I don't know what I did to delete them, but I figured I would just redraw them with you because some of you have never seen it done before. So you can see a couple lines are still on here. Some major pivots are still sitting in here, but let me just redraw a couple things for you. When we draw a trend line, we're going to take the very recent swing high, the highest swing high, and we're going to start there. So you can see this point that I just marked on the chart. That is the highest point of the last trend where everything started to pivot and turn back down to the downtrend. So we're going to start there, and we're just going to take our little trend line tool. We're going to click on the closing price there and swing out, and we're going to come down until we connect the dots. Now, I've already done this, and so I know this chart really well. I don't want to connect. Normally, I would connect to that point right there, and you can see that we almost are back at that line. But what I've already identified with this trend is we had this angle of the trend clearly identified before. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to show you why. You can see that it connected these points right there, and then there was a slowdown right there and right there along the way. So those had already been confirmed. That was the first line angle that we drew. Then we were able to confirm that. This is the next piece that you're going to want to learn how to do. We were able to confirm that with a parallel line. I'm just going to copy this line and drag it down, and you can see how nicely it snugs up the lower end of this line right here. So you can see that those angles are 100% right. And then watch this. This is the last piece. We will duplicate that again. I didn't mean to do all of it. Let's get rid of that one. And look right here. It actually lines up perfectly with where we have rallied to most recently. So there is no question in my mind that that is the dominant angle of the trend. And as I shared with you over the weekend, we're really in what we would call a channeling trade. Okay, there's the channel right there. And when you're in a channeling trade, your moving averages become very inefficient. They're not really the indicator that you want to be working with. When you're in a channeling trade, we want to be working with our stochastics primarily. So I'm going to share that with you momentarily. Before we do that, I want to go ahead and put a couple of other major pivot points on the chart here, primarily the one that we are at right now, because we have so much that has happened right there. So I'm going to put that one in there right there. There's your big purple line. And there's a couple others that we can put in here, but we're just going to leave that one for now. All right, so I want to switch over to our main indicator, which is this chart right here. You can see that we're back above the moving averages. And as I told you on Friday, over the weekend, in a channel like this, the moving averages become very, very inefficient. In fact, they're really giving you about the worst signals you can get. But your stochastic, as I shared with you over the weekend, your stochastic, at least with these settings, are giving you extraordinary buy and sell signals. And look where we are today. We've started to make the turn. So here we are, just a couple of sessions after we hit that high around 32,800, and we're starting to make the turn with your stochastics. Now I'm zooming way in here because I want to show you this candlestick formation. Hopefully you can see that very clearly there. That 3-day formation It's not quite textbook, but it's almost a textbook, what we call evening star reversal. Evening star reversal. Okay. This is a bearish candlestick formation, one of the most bearish candle formations you can have, especially if it happens after an upswing at a pivot area. And we've got that pivot area with two aspects here. You see the purple horizontal line that I drew in there, and you see the blue diagonal line. So we are in the right spot to be getting this candle formation. That signal generally indicates a bearish reversal or bearish swing. Our stochastics is confirming that. That is my forecast. Let's find out if we're correct on it. Now, there's also another 2-day candle pattern in there called a bearish engulfing formation, and that's also a bearish pattern. That's the last 2 candles. So this is very bearish that we see getting set up right there. Right now, as I'm recording this overnight, futures are up just slightly, not a lot, about 60 points, so that's not a big deal. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at. I look at this and I say, yep, everything we talked about over the weekend looks like it's coming into fruition. I'm expecting it to roll over. Now, I know I've been bearish, and I know a lot of you are like, well, I can't believe it went up when you were bearish. Well, that's what happens sometimes. But just because the market swung higher, just because we had 2 weeks that did this, it doesn't mean that the market's higher. We're still down substantially for the year. We have not reversed this trend. We do not have a higher high. We do not have a higher low. We do not have any of that at this point. In fact, this point right now, if we rotate where we are right now, that is still a lower low relative to every one of the previous highs that we've had over the last several months here. So it is still a pattern of lower lows and lower highs. We are very much in a bearish market, bear trend at this point. Let's come over to the S&P 500, and I just want to show you a couple things on here. Notice where we are. We're at that double purple line, and that's been in there for a while because it was kind of a major pivot from multiple angles. And again, we had that same type of a candle formation. It's not really a textbook evening star reversal. It's very, very close. We definitely have that 2-day bearish engulfing, and look at your stochastics starting to roll over. This one, as I said over the weekend, it's actually more bearish because it has not even gotten up to that trend line yet. So we're still very much in the bear move on that. And then the same thing is happening and forming over here on the NASDAQ. In fact, the NASDAQ looks really the most bearish. I can't call it an evening star reversal. That's just a bearish engulfing. That's it. I can't call the evening star on that one. That's too far. But when I look at the NASDAQ and I look at the formation, as I said over the weekend, this looks so much like a bearish flag pattern. It's ridiculous. All I need to see is I just need to see this thing continue, and we'll be ready to jump on that bandwagon. So these trades are very much set up. It looks very much like the bearish trend is going to continue. That's what I think is going to happen at this point. Now, something I mentioned over the weekend is crypto. Crypto has been moving. If you can take a look at this really briefly here, Bitcoin moved over the weekend, but it stagnated a little bit. And if I can zoom in on this, this is a pattern that looks exactly like a pennant right now. That is a bullish continuation pattern. From a trending standpoint, I'd like to see this break out and continue, and I think that would be logical. But you can see our stochastics is starting to cross over here, moving to the downside. And let me put some moving averages on here so we can see that really fast. And there's your averages. We are above all 3 of them at this point. We're above all 3 of the averages. So you have that from a confirmation standpoint. But still not quite there yet. We're getting close, very, very close. Ethereum, same pattern is forming on Ethereum right at our entry point. The only yellow flag I have is the fact that our Stokes are trying to cross down, and this really has been so much congestion. I would like to see I'd like to see a closing price above that breakout point. That's what I'd like to see. XRP trying to move, but just not. It's just stuck here at 46 cents. And it has already put in, I think I said this in the weekend update, it's already put in that high. There it is, that higher high. And it's putting in right now the higher low. When this thing moves, there's your confirmation. So we're really, really close on XRP. And then XLM just continues to put its base in there as well. So lots going on. And all things considered, I feel like the market is moving generally in the direction that we want to see it going. Even though it's been kind of a bigger swing than we expected for October, Now that you see the full cycle, it really doesn't look that weird at all. It's not a big outlier, and it doesn't cause me a lot of concerns. So there you go. That's the market update for tomorrow, which is November 2nd, 2022. Now, I mentioned in the beginning that I got a new training, a new 3-day challenge, Raging Profits with ETFs. I'd love for you to sign up for that. And if you don't mind, I'll just tell you briefly about that. On day number 1 of this challenge, I'm going to talk to you about fund managers, give you the truth behind the fund managers and what's really going on, talk to you about the benefits of ETFs, and I'm going to share with you a simple system to beat the market, something that everybody can put in play. It's really simple to do. Day number 2, I'm going to teach you how you can diversify with ETFs. I'm going to show you how you can lower your risks with the ETFs, how you can do a portfolio management model with the top 5 and rotate between the top 5 ETFs. And you're going to love that, by the way. And then I got a simple portfolio maximization model. So, if you're looking at trying to get control of your retirement accounts or whatever it is that you're trading, you're looking at trying to get control of that and really maximize it, this is a model that's really going to serve you. In fact, I probably should not give that away for free. I should probably charge a fortune for that. But anyway, it's in this 3-day challenge for you. And then finally on day number 3, I'm talking about cash flow with ETFs, because cash flow is king, right? So we're going to talk about how you make money in a bear market with ETFs, and I'm going to share with you a strategy where you can get paid for your stock that's sitting in your portfolio, even if it's doing nothing. That's going to be awesome. You're going to love that. And then I'm going to show you another strategy where you can actually get paid before you place the trade. You don't even have to own the stock. You don't have to own the ETF. You can get paid for something you don't even own. It's awesome. You're going to love it. All right. This is hands down one of, if not the most efficient and profitable ways to beat the professionals and manage your own money. I could easily charge a couple hundred, maybe $500 for this training. But guess what? It's free. All you have to do is go down below this video. If you're watching this on a platform where I can put a link, there's gonna be a link down below to get registered for this 3-day challenge. And if not, then just go over to TradeMaestro.com and poke around over there and get yourself on my mailing list, and I will send you the links from there. All right. Listen, if you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you need to get yourself subscribed, because otherwise you're gonna miss awesome videos like this. You'll miss the market updates, you'll miss the crypto updates when I send those out, and you'll miss really awesome 3-day challenges like the Raging Profits with ETFs, which is coming up right now. So you guys need to get registered for that. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, you got to get subscribed. I mean, at this point, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family members. And I think that's all I got for you today. So thanks for watching. Hope it's been helpful. And until next time, happy trading. We'll talk to you soon.